things that have been happening in the state of Florida specifically are an embarrassment to what the ideals and principles of our government should be and what the government is supposed to stand for.
Florida is a sunny state. You're supposed to be happy to come to Florida. Me, I'm not happy to stay here.
Worst. Never loved us. System. Never loved us. You ain't know now, you know now. Florida never loved us. You ain't know now, you know now. America never loved us. You ain't know now, you know now. America never loved us. You ain't.
They look at Zimmerman, they look at Dunn, the outcome in those two trials, and they say young black men aren't being protected by the law. You disagree?
I completely disagree.
Know now, you know now. America never loved us. You ain't know now, you know now. Flex. Thank you for having me. I'm just Flex. Governor. Never loved us. Do it love like we.
If you're a young black man in Florida, you have to be careful because they can kill you without cause, without reason.
There's people here that abuse power.
This is Orlando beautiful, but I look at it as being Orlando pitiful.
I don't feel safe for the youth. I don't feel safe for anyone that's younger than me or my age.
Prison industrial complex.
Personally, I've been discriminated.
Shareholders making money out of people.
My brother and the Miami Beach police.
Prison industrial complex is so hungry.
My son was shot through a church window in the back of a recording studio by an officer.
Living in the state of Florida.
They caught him tagging and he ran and he got killed by them.
A lot of our youth just being stereotyped and being looked down upon and being harassed by police.
Somewhat don't feel safe.
They haven't given us any kind of report of what had happened to my brother.
And some of the concerns that I really have is for the young children.
Or even today, poor whites are fair game.
They all cover each other. It's like a gang.
It's almost like a brotherhood of people who are coming together and think that they have no accountability for their actions.
My son had big dreams.
It's really an embarrassment to be a Floridian.
A lot of dreams. He wanted to be an engineer. He just wasn't know anybody.
I see devastation, I see chaos, and I see a whole lot of destruction.
And all these young males around here dying unarmed.
More than 10 police for one young man that wasn't even armed.
Like a police officer told me here in Lakeland a few years back, a dead man can't talk.
So we are in a state of war. So it's time to fight back.
Because they're losing young lives that could potentially change the way that our future looks and the way that our world looks.
You know, lobbying people in power to take a stance with us.
All kids are somebody. They're not just trash you throw in the streets.
It has to be led by the most affected of the community.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work. Scared of losing their job. Never loved
I hear the officers on the radio, oh, we got the Hispanic male in custody. And then I go to the scene where they had him by the bank, and he was just there, like laying motionless, and there's cops around him clapping, like congratulating and laughing.
There's some unfinished business here in the South.
Bikes are running wild in the street. There's nobody anywhere. You need to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy.
America never loved us. Then you've got the puppet masters in our state. You've got the NRA, you've got Marion Hammer, you've got the GEO group.
Please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my cup of tea.
You've got YSI in our state, all headquartered here. And so, as a young person growing up in the state of Florida, it's very easy to see that Florida never loved us.
I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to a congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the streets. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad.
Jordan Davis was found guilty that night when he was killed. But Michael Dunn, in a case that should have been open and shut, could not be found guilty by a clearly incompetent state attorney who seems to find it very easy to put young black people in prison but can't convict somebody for killing them.
You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want you to get up right now. Get up, go to your windows, open them and stick your head out and yell, I'm as bad.
at Zimmerman, they look at Dunn, the outcome in those two trials, and they say young black men aren't being protected by the law. You disagree?
I completely disagree.